How do I hire better employees? Now, there's a question for you. This is actually an offshoot of another video that I did. I think you should take a look at that one, where it was about how do I have more effective teams? How do I build a more effective teams? And part of what I mentioned in that video is that we got to hire people differently. And so this is a video dedicated to that specific element of how do we hire the right people? And I mentioned that in that video, and I'll re-mention it here, that when we focus on skills, knowledge, and abilities as the primary source for hiring, we're going to end up with 31% productivity, 36% engagement, 25% voluntary turnover. It's what the data shows us. And so sometimes we look at hiring, we just say, well, it's a numbers game. If we just hire enough people, eventually we'll get those people that are good people and stick around. Maybe, maybe not. The problem is, while you're searching for that, while you're playing the numbers game, the good people you have left on your staff are going to leave because they're frustrated. They want to be around other productive, engaged people. They're not going to wait around, and so you're going to lose more of them. And so you're never going to catch up. You're going to be in the death spiral of hiring, with the people that remain being the people you don't really want, the people that you want leaving somewhere else, and you just can never catch up. Something's got to change. We need a paradigm shift in how we hire. But we continue to hire based on skills, knowledge, and abilities because that's the way we've always done it, right? It's a system that's been set up that we've all kind of bought into, and we follow it. It might look different for your organization. Basically, I'm guessing what you do is you say, what are the bundle of tasks that we need done? And let's formulate that into a job description. We'll give it a title and a pay rate and all those things. And we'll put it on Indeed.com. We'll put it somewhere. And then who's ever looking for a job, who happens to stumble upon that, will submit their resume or their CV or whatever it is. They'll send it in. And then we'll go through an interview process and we'll hire the person who has the best skills, knowledge, and abilities that line up with the tasks that we need done. And we bring them in. And you know what? They're not as productive, engaged, and they don't stick around as long as we'd like. Why? Because there's no connection. There's no connection other than it's a job. It's a very transactional sort of thing. They're looking for a job, so they want the job, they take the job, but if something better comes along, they'll go somewhere else as well. When we can shift our paradigm to hire people who are aligned with our vision and values, and that we can cultivate connection to help them connect to the mission and to other people, that's when you're going to see your teams sort of explode and sort of become these powerhouse teams that are going to help you fulfill your vision. But we don't do that. Why? Because it's different. Our process is to build the job description from the bundles of tasks, bring in all the candidates, ask them a bunch of questions. Maybe we have a rubric. Maybe the whole thing's automated, so we score them based on their responses and we never have to talk to them. And we get them into an interview process, and then we hire the one that most impresses us, that seems to have the best resume. That's how we do things. And sometimes we say, well, maybe what I'll do is I'm going to layer on a question or two to find out if they're a good fit for our vision, for a good fit for our values. And I've been in these interviews with people when I hear the interviewer ask the interviewee questions like this. Here's our values. What do you think of those? Or, do you line up with our vision? These people are looking for a job. What are they going to say? They're going to say, well, that sounds great. We don't do a good job of finding out if they really are aligned with our vision and values. We ask these pointed leading questions. They say yes, and we're like, yeah, they sounded really good. They have really good experience. They said they're lined up with their vision and values. Let's hire them and bring them on. This is how we've always done things. And the problem is we have the 31% productivity, 36% engagement, and 25% voluntary turnover. And we expect different results, and we keep doing things the same way, and it's the definition of insanity. I'm telling you, if you want to hire a dream team, if you want to start to hire better people, the recruiting process starts before you have an opening. If you start the recruiting process when you have an opening, you have started too late. Why? Because you're going to be desperate to fill the job. You're going to put the stuff out there on Indeed.com or wherever you post it. People who are desperately looking for a job are going to respond. They're going to put their best foot forward. They're going to say whatever they need to say to wow you, and then you're going to hire them, and then they're going to not work out, or you're going to be disappointed in them. That's how the process works, and we keep doing it, and it keeps not working. What I propose to you is find out who's aligned with your vision and values before you have an opening. On an ongoing basis, we should be building a community of people that a community that people can connect to even when they don't work for us. Think about what it is you do in the world. What do you represent? What is your vision? What is your mission? Not functional, but high level. And start building a community around that. And you know what? You probably don't even have to put a lot of work into this. You'll find people that will run with this. Our vision is to change the world in this way, and we build a community around that. Maybe it's a physical gathering place, maybe it's an online gathering place, whatever it is, and people start to engage. And people are going to engage with that. Some people inside your organization, some people outside of your organization. And you're going to see who are those folks that are fired up about your vision and your values, who would love to be part of your mission, who would love to be a peep in your Jeep when and if you ever have an opening. And then when you have an opening, you go to this community of people. Sure, put it on Indeed still if you want, but go to this community of people. Say, we've got an open seat. We need somebody who's passionate about this mission, passionate about this vision. We need somebody in this seat. And maybe it's not a perfect fit with the skills, knowledge, and abilities, but these people will have the initiative and the motivation to learn the skills that they want. They just want to be in your Jeep. They just want to change the world the way that you're changing the world. They want to have an impact the way that you're having an impact in your community or through your business or to your leaders, whatever it might be. And this is also an opportunity for you to individually ask some people. You or somebody on your team is watching the engagement and you see that, oh, here's Jill over here in Salt Lake City, and she's always engaged with everything we're doing. Now she's got a job and she seems very happy and successful, but you have a seat open for a marketing leader. Maybe you reach out to Jill, can I have 15 minutes of your time? And you say, Jill, I know you're crushing it where you live and what you're doing, but have you ever thought about joining our team? I know you're passionate about what we do, and we need people with passion, people with that energy, people that are aligned to where we're trying to go. And you know what? You're going to be surprised at how many times people are going to say, I've never thought about switching jobs. I've never thought about working for you, but I'm at a place in my life where I can. And you know what? I'm sort of feeling like this isn't my thing. I'm working hard. I'm successful. It's kind of the good life trap stuff that I've talked about in other videos. I'm successful, but I'm not really happy. And you know what? I want to do something for the rest of my career that lines up with who I am and what I really want. And you know what? Let's have that conversation. You're going to be surprised at the power of alignment and connection more than skills, knowledge, and abilities. And it's not going to take you a lot more work. It's just a different way to approach the attraction and the recruiting and the hiring process. It just flips it on its ear a little bit. It says we're going to focus now on alignment more so than ability. Maybe you need both, depends on your job. But in most cases, people can learn in 6 months what they need to learn. And you're going to be so much happier because now you've got a lifelong employee who's fired up about your vision, your values. They're spreading great word out in the community. They're telling their friends about this thing. Versus the prisoner that you have that's 31% productive, 36% engaged, and is going to leave their job, 25% of the time. So that's how you start to hire better people. You want to start hiring your team and start building that dream team. Hire based on alignment more than ability. My name is Steve Fredlund. I'd love to have you check out the other videos on here. I'd love to have you subscribe. I'd love to have you tell other people about this community that we're building. It's all about living life, working, leading the safari way, which is about knowing where we want to go, building a Jeep full of peeps who are the right people for where we're trying to go. It's about intentionality and making courageous decisions, and it's about leaning into the ups and downs and the unknowns of life and leadership. And love to have you be part of this community. Comment here, connect on LinkedIn. Let's connect, let's engage, let's have a conversation. But thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you next time.